Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I'm your host, Rajni Bharara, and looks like we have experienced some technical difficulties today, and our stream went down for a bit. And we apologize for all the interruption that has happened. And thank you so much for your patience as we try to get things back together and back on track. And now, without any further ado, let's just start the show once again. I'm so sorry, Sophie, about
Oh, it's
what
totally fine, Rajni. I'm really excited to do this. I just delivered a great presentation to nobody that I didn't realize sooner. I'm sorry about that, but it was fabulous. But I'm so happy to answer any questions, whatever's most useful to you, so we can use these remaining 20 minutes together.
Right. Because you only have 20 minutes for the show today. Maybe we can do the presentation later
I would
whenever you are
love
available
that.
next, right?
That would be amazing. That would be so lovely. And to the extent I was able to track comments, it seemed like a lot of people were commenting and trying to help expand the reach. So I really appreciate that. And I'm happy to come back anytime.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Sophie. And guys, we are diving deep into the topic top visa options for employers looking to make quick hires. We'll be discussing H-1B, H-1B Cap-Exempt, L-1 and O-1 visas and comparing their features, requirements and suitability for different situations. And because Sophie only has 20 minutes, we are only going to do AMA today, Ask Me Anything. So whatever that you want to know about this topic, please ask to Sophie. And we already have a question here, Sophie, from Govin Dash. And Govin says, hello, is there any chance for H-1B second lottery? I had not been selected in the first one. We have been getting this question a lot. What do you have to say?
There could be. If it happens, it will not be until July. The date for all H-1Bs that were originally selected to have their petitions filed is June 30th. And so after that, the government will be able to do a count, and they're refining their statistical methodologies every year to try to pinpoint, like, if we accept this many in the lottery, we're going to get this many petitions that are approved. That's the number that counts against the 85,000 cap. So I believe last year there were not any subsequent lotteries, but there could be. So don't worry about it until July. Probably by the end of July, you'll know if it's happening.
Okay, so let's be hopeful until July. Let's wait for July to get an answer to your question, Govin. And thank you so much for your question. Let us know where you're watching this from. Ria is also here. And she says, please help considering O-1 visa options. My employer couldn't apply for H-1B, but I have a master's degree. Any advice on convincing them for other options like O-1 visa?
Yeah, I'm happy to speak to that. So the O-1 visa is very demanding of a standard, but if you do qualify, you could theoretically file with an agent instead of an employer petitioner. So even though it's not a self-petition, there are ways to get an O-1 if you qualify, even if your employer isn't taking the initiative on that for you. But let's see, if you have a master's degree, it's great, but it's not required. I've actually gotten O-1s for people who never went to college or who dropped out of college. It's this very specific set of criteria. Have you won awards or prizes? Have people written about you and your work? What have you created that's somehow disruptive or interesting to your field? Are you a published author? Did you make a lot of money? Did you have a leading and critical role? Do you judge other people in your field? It's a very clear path for researchers and academics, but in the last several years, we've really been able to expand it to entrepreneurs and engineers, people in other types of fields. But the main thing is your work has to have made a public impact for there to be this track record of success that can really show the evidence of extraordinary ability in those fields. And I have a class on that. I teach a mastermind on that. So there's a lot of ways to become qualified for an O-1 if you're not yet.
All right, maybe Ria, you can attend the class. You can attend Sophie's class to learn more about it, right? And thank you so much for your question, though. And okay, all right. So, Sophie, we are getting a lot of questions here from our lovely viewers. But before I take another question from them, I have a question for you because we have this topic about top visas that are available for employers who are looking to quick hires, right? So maybe you can guide us about this topic, maybe you can let us know what are the different types of top visas that are available for employers looking to make
Happy
quick
to,
hires.
happy to. So the basics are H-1Bs without the lottery, which are called Cap-Exempt H-1Bs, L-1 visas for people who already worked for a part of your company abroad for 1 year and they're transferring to the United States, as well as O-1 visas for extraordinary ability. Those are the ones we use all the time. And a lot of people don't know about the Cap-Exempt H-1B yet, but essentially the H-1B's laws say that if an employer is a university, a nonprofit research institution, or a nonprofit affiliated with a U.S. university, their employees don't have to go through the annual H-1B lottery. So that's one principle. The other principle is you're allowed to have 2 concurrent H-1Bs at the same time. So basically, if you pair those together and you get a part-time job at a nonprofit affiliated with a university, you could then also have a full-time job at the same time for a private US company. And so there's more and more companies that are starting to create fellowships and learning opportunities and really use that legal framework to also help advance the education of STEM students in the US through project-based learning and helping underrepresented and diverse student communities. So if you didn't get selected in the lottery and you're not qualified for an H-1B and you don't have an office abroad, the typical options for most employers to consider are tell your employee to go back and get a master's degree with like a day one CPT master's, or now cap exempt concurrent H-1Bs would be the alternative.
All right. Thank you so much for answering the question. I have so many other questions related to this, but I know we don't have much time to discuss about that. So I'll quickly move into the audience's question. So, and I'll take my questions maybe some other day. For now, Sandeep is here, and Sandeep says, "Hi, I'm on STEM OPT and I'm trying to file it on consular process. So, can you please explain the process and also help me with any issues between regular processing and consular?" And he also says something else. He says, "Small edit, file my H1."
File H-1B through consular process. Okay, because I was like, wait, I don't think you can do a STEM OPT consular process. Yeah, so for a consular process of an H-1B, you need 2 things. You need an approved I-129 petition from the employer, and then you go schedule your visa stamping interview at a consulate somewhere that you can access that will take people who have your citizenship or residence. So happy to help. The employer needs, let's just assume that you got selected in this year's H-1B lottery. The employer in this situation should make sure that the H-1B petition gets approved or gets filed right away, because June 30th is the deadline. Premium processing is optional, but if the employee wants to pay for it, they can, if the employer won't. And then if you don't use premium processing, hopefully you'll get the approval in September or October, but if you use it, then you would get it in 15 days. And then you schedule your H-1B stamping interview in Chennai or Mumbai, or the various U.S. consulates in India, or potentially in a third country if that's where you're living. And then you can come into the U.S. up to 10 days prior to October 1st to start your new H-1B from the lottery.
All right. So, Sandeep, you've got the answer. Hope you follow all that Sophie has mentioned. Thank you so much for your question. Let us know if you have another follow-up to this, but I hope you are happy with the answer. Meanwhile, let's quickly take Ravi's question. Ravi's also here. He says, H4 EAD filed along with the H-1B in premium process. H-1B extension and H-4 were approved. However, H-4 EAD not approved. And it's been more than 50 days. How to reach USCIS to expedite this request?
Oh my goodness. That's a very common situation. They are trying to make it go faster if the H-1B was filed with premium processing, such that the H-4 EAD will start getting adjudicated more quickly. There is a USCIS website about expedite requests. Maybe that link can be shared with everybody. But essentially, they're very interested if a person or a company is going to face severe financial loss without this work permit being approved. So if there's any way to have your spouse's employer initiate an expedite request on her behalf, That can involve phone calling USCIS, and sometimes they'll ask for more information. But usually, if somebody's job is critical to some massive project or deadline, where the company could potentially lose a lot of money, those are things that USCIS would definitely want to know about.
All right. So, Ravi. So, Ravi, you can maybe follow the link, maybe check out the link and help yourself. Yeah, thank you so much, Sophie, for taking that up. And thank you so much for the answer. Let's quickly move to another question because we are getting a lot from the viewers. And so Sandeep is also again back and he has a follow-up. He says, will there be any issue when I'm going for stamping back to my country? Like, will there be questions or will there be any issues?
I don't know. There can always be questions and issues. You should work carefully with your company's immigration lawyer to ensure that your H-1B was very accurately and expertly prepared. And if you have any concerns about, did you maintain your status in the US properly? Did you leave in the right time? Those are definitely questions you should try to get answers to from your company's attorney prior to departing the US, if you're planning for international travel, because you can do things to feel more prepared and help everything go smoothly. And having the right documents, understanding your history, understanding how to answer questions if you need to, those are all things that help ensure a smooth and successful interview for a stamping appointment.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much, Sandeep. Thank you for your follow-up. Let us know if you have another follow-up. Sophie is also here for another, let's say, 10 minutes.
7 minutes. Let's go. Lightning round. Lightning round. Next question.
Round. Right. Okay. So Haley is here. She says, considering recent visa policy changes and geopolitical factors, I'm trying to figure out what factors I should prioritize when selecting between the H-1B and H-1B exempt category and L-1 visa. Another part to it, H-1B exempt category and L-1 visa for expediting my hiring processes. Any insights you could share on that front?
Yeah, Helly, the best way to get here quickly is a Cap-Exempt H-1B. The best way to be able to stay continuously to wait a long, long time for a green card is a regular H-1B and an approved I-140 petition. And if you're not extraordinary, the best one of those to get you a green card, if you're a manager or an executive, is an L-1. So often people initially come here on L-1 if they're qualified, and then they try to do an EB-1C petition as soon as possible. And then they could still be in the H-1B lottery to just provide optionality if there's delays with the EB-1C. That could be a good strategy to consider if it's available to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Haley, for your question. Let's quickly come to Ashish's question. Ashish says, I had multiple registration with different employers done back in fiscal year 2022, H-1B lottery, got picked in lottery for one employer, but they did not proceed with filing. Now I'm applying for H-4 EAD. Will I have any issues due to past registration issues?
No, it should be fine. What could be a flag is if the prior employer committed fraud or something, or if it was a IT consulting company that maybe put your name in multiple times with other companies. Those are being investigated right now. But other than that, if a company simply sponsored you and you weren't selected, you should be totally fine for H-4.
Great. Congratulations, Ashish. And thank you for your question. And again, Salman is also here. Okay, lightning round is going on. Salman is here. Salman says, what are the key differences between the H-1B, H-1B exempt, and L-1 visa categories in terms of eligibility requirements?
Okay, H-1B is for professionals who were chosen in the lottery. H-1B exempt is for professionals working at universities, nonprofits affiliated with universities, or research nonprofits who are professionals. Those are normally paired with a full-time H-1B to work at a company. But if you haven't gone through the lottery, you still have to go through the lottery at some point if you ever want to quit the nonprofit or research institution. And the L-1 is for people who've been working for at least 1 year out of the United States for a company affiliated with, or a branch of, or a parent or subsidiary of a US company, to transfer to the US headquarters. So they're very different. Basically, let's just assume there's a company in India and a headquarters in the US. If you've worked in India for a year, have the US company transfer you over. That's the easiest way. And if you don't have that opportunity and you can't wait for the H-1B lottery to come next, try to get an H-1B exempt lottery and then keep putting yourself, or the employer should keep putting the employee in the H-1B lottery every year as well.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for the answer. I know it's a lengthy answer, but we tried to.
That was the concise version.
Yeah. But thank you so much for Sophie for that. Or maybe one last question. And Sandeep is again back. He says, I understand. Thank you. I was trying to take your suggestion whether to file on consular or regular processing, as there are different people stating different scenarios. Thank you again. And he says, as I have STEM OPT now, I'm trying to save money and use consular processing, but will immigration take it as a fraudulent activity or such? Thank you. What do you have to say?
I don't think so. People are allowed to seek consular processing. One reason to do that is if you don't know your green card strategy yet. And so you want to maximize your usage of STEM OPT before activating the H-1B to save all the H-1B time for later. So it's definitely a strategy. But typically for people with, stable jobs in the US, we usually recommend just doing a change of status, but you don't have to. I just feel that it's always risky to add in an extra step. So if you can get something now, just get it. I think that's safer in general, or at least mitigates unnecessary risk, but certainly you have that option of consular processing as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Sandeep, again. So, Sophie, how many seconds, how many minutes to go?
We have 2 minutes. Let's do one more question or 2 more questions.
Great. So Ashish is again back. He says, thank you for your answer. Quick follow-up. Do employer need to formally withdraw application after lottery selection if they do not want to proceed with filing H-1B?
I believe these, I'm not sure because my team of 17 people does the actual interface with the software for me. So I'm not looking at that interface, but I believe if you simply do not file the full petition, you just lose your selections. I think that's how that goes, but have your employer double check.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashish, for your question again. And one last question for today's show is from Tejinder, and he says, I think we already have, did we already take this?
What are the key differences? Different. Let's do it.
Okay. What are the key differences in the renewal processes for the L-1 and O-1 visas, and how do they affect my long-term stay in the US?
Okay. L1s valid up to 7 years for a manager or an executive, valid up to 5 years for a person with specialized knowledge. Originally, it's usually issued for 3 years and you get 2-year extensions, but if it's a new company, it's originally for 1 year. That's the L1. The O-1 is initially valid for 3 years, and then you can get 1-year extensions for the rest of your life, or you can always apply for a new 3-year visa later. So the L1 really maxes out after 7 years, and the O-1's available forever. So depending on your green card strategy, that would determine which of those you go for and when.
All right. Thank you so much, Tejinder, for your question. And thank you so much, Sophie, for
thank you,
those 20
Thank
minutes.
you for you and your team. We pivoted. It was great. It was so much fun. I really appreciate all the questions and interest.
Thank you so much for, giving us your time, even though the stream got short and so many interruptions happened. But thank you for those 20 minutes. Means a lot. Maybe we can have you whenever you are available next.
You're so welcome. Let's plan to do that. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much again, Sophie. And everyone, to get in touch with Sophie or to connect with Sophie, you can give her a call at +1 855 644 2581. Her website is www.alcorn.law. So you can also check that out. And Sophie, and you can email her at hello@alcorn.law. All right. So, to get in touch with her, please write down all these details and connect with her as soon as you can. And if you're looking for a project placement or visa sponsorship, please reach out to me. My number is +1 732 707 9151. My email is rajni@hirightpeople.com, and our website is www.hirightpeople.com. Remember, we also sponsor H-1B visas and other work visas based on job availability and regulations. Again, thank you, Sophie. I'm already excited about our next show. I'm going to check with Rebecca when you're available next.
Perfect.
And plan a show with you.
Thank you so much, Rajni. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
You too, please. Thank you again. And Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this content, even though it was short and sweet, but I hope you did. And so make sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing to us, you never miss an update from Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. And we bring you the latest news, tips, and expert advice on immigration and job opportunities. Your subscription helps us to continue to provide valuable content for you. Don't forget to like, share, this video with your family and friends. If you have any questions related to this topic or any immigration topic, drop them in the comments below. Our experts will reply for free. And thank you again for watching and for supporting our channel. And right now, I would like to talk to you about this very fantastic opportunity that we have for you. Okay, I would like to talk about this opportunity, work from home opportunity. We have this exciting opportunity, work from home, for you guys. If you want to work 2 hours a day and earn a monthly pay of 5,000 Indian rupees plus 500 Indian rupees for every meeting that you attend, you can earn up to 20,000 Indian rupees per month. You can apply now by emailing on shravanti.shodavarupu@hirightpeople.com. Your responsibilities will include managing social media posts, creating engaging content, responding to messages, monitoring analytics, conducting research, and data entry will be your responsibilities. So don't wait up, apply now, email to Shravanti and grab this fantastic opportunity that we have for you. And before I go, as I always say, thank you so much for your support. Keep watching and keep subscribing to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I'll see you all very soon. Until then, bye for now.
Consultant seeking a new opportunity? We offer job placement services for US citizens, green cards, EADs, and visa holders. We also sponsor various work visas like H-1B, E3, TN, and green cards. 20 plus years of experience in the industry. Exceptional employee benefits. Highly rated by our employees. Global presence with 200 plus recruiters and direct clients. Connect with us. Call us on the number 732-707-9151 or mail us at rajni@higheritpeople.com or visit our website www